This is the first interview of the oral history of Raymond Hamilton, which is being done on behalf of the Senior Lawyers Division of the State Bar of New Mexico. It's being conducted by Peter Chestnut, a member of the Board of Directors for the Senior Lawyers Division. Okay, what can you say about your childhood or early adolescence that influenced the direction of your life?
Well, in Hobbs, New Mexico, I had a good childhood. I thought it was difficult in certain times, and mainly because, a tough dad. And sometimes, he would beat my mom.
And that influenced you?
Mm-hmm. Not to do that.
Right. Good. Was there anything about your childhood or early adolescence that influenced your decision to practice law or the area of law you went into?
Oh, basically to work hard, escape Hobbs America, make an income, and try to get out so I could help other people, and including women, because what happened to my dad.
Mm-hmm. How did your educational experiences impact your decision to become a lawyer?
Well, just to go to school and work hard, get good grades, get props from the school people.
Were there any particular teachers that influenced you in your Hobbs years?
Ralph Littleton, Mrs. Porter.
And what grades did they teach?
He was principal, and she was the first grade teacher. So from elementary level, yeah.
Got you off to a good start, huh?
Yeah, you had to kind of do the right thing.
Were the Hobbs schools segregated all the way through high school?
Oh no, to 54.
Mm-hmm.
Brown versus Topeka.
Education.
Yeah, and we'd go upstairs to the movie theater because we couldn't go down, and we couldn't. And I'm trying to make this a positive spin. But we'd go up there and we'd throw down popcorn, and because they wouldn't let us up. But that was, a slice of childhood. Yeah.
After you left Hobbs, where did you go to college?
UNM?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you major in there?
English and a minor in sociology. That's what I did.
Were you involved in any school activities there to speak of, besides studying?
And UNM?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd say number one was probably raising hell. We protested a lot of stuff. I had friends we protested with. Yeah. Tommy Jewell, Don Walton. Yeah, we protested back in the 60s. What was that when? Yeah.
After UNM, where did you go to law school?
After
you graduated from University of New Mexico, where did you go to law school?
Harvard Law School.
Harvard Law School.
Uh-huh.
How did you find the transition from New Mexico to Harvard?
Enlightening. You're in a class with 100 people and into a class with 500 people. You had to work harder. but you had more fun and more freedom out there. Plus, I was on the East Coast.
When you were at Harvard, how much of your class was women?
I think half. I think it was half, or a third at least. But I think it was a third to half.
How about black students? How many were there?
A quarter to a third. Yeah.
Okay. Did you work outside of the field of law before or during your school?
Yes.
What did you do?
I worked for a Boston community organization out there. I worked in Hobbs, labor, chopping weeds and things like that.
An inspiration to move into the legal field.
Yeah, oh yeah. I needed to work to quit having to work for my dad. I'd have to work for him. In a week for 40 weeks for him, and I remember I said, "Mom, my dad is making us work, and we'd like to wonder if we're ever going to get a check. We're going to get paid." She said, "Your pay is food and water." I said, "Oh, well, I understand how that works now." Yeah, a lot of people were in that same situation. My friend Skip, Tommy, a lot of people were in that same situation. You were working, and you happen to have that 3 hots and a flop,
In terms of going to law school, did you have goals or things that you were hoping to
Yeah,
do as a lawyer?
my goal was to get out, have good grades, get a job, maybe get back to Hobbs. But my goals were, fairly, fixed. Look, I got certain goals, try to reach those goals.
And it looks like you reached several of them, right?
Well, I hope so. I think so. I tried to.
I did a little research on the internet about your history, and it said that you worked a little bit for the Attorney General's office when you got out of law school. Is that
Correct.
What did you do there?
Appeals research. Appeals research.
Okay, writing memos.
Yeah. And basically, I was supporting the state.
Mm-hmm. And then you worked for the public defender. Was that in Albuquerque?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And how did you find that work?
Gosh, I'm not sure, but and Steinmetz was my partner. Jan Hartke was the local PD.
Right.
It's because I started prosecuting for Tony Anaya, right? Tony Anaya. Yes.
Right, he was the Attorney General back then?
Yes.
So when you were a public defender, did you do trial work? Defending?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And Steinmetz, tried to try these cases, see, because you go in there and they say, dang it, I'm doing 20 years, I never had a trial. I'm always going there and copying. So Ann said, we're going to go to trial. And everybody was like, they were aghast. You're going to go to trial? And, then we won a few of them, Felt good.
Yeah. Then you got to the U.S. Attorney's Office, right?
Yes, I did.
What led you to change from defense to the Justice Department?
To hear, just to, you know, have a change of venue and see the other side.
Are there any particular people that you can recall and want to describe that helped influence your legal career?
A lot of people, boy. Tommy Jewell, Don Maddox.
Did you and Tommy grow up together in Hobbs?
No, he was highfalutin, Roswell.
Little East Side humor there.
I was a river rat lawyer.
How about within the U.S. Attorney's Office? Were there particular people that stand out in your memory that you'd like to?
R.E. Thompson, he brought me in.
And how long were you at the U.S. Attorney's Office?
About 30 years, close to 20, 25 to 30. Huh?
Wow. The bulk of your career, really.
Yeah.
And did you have, what different jobs did you have within the U.S. Attorney's Office?
All kinds of civil cases. All kinds. Eminent Domain, which I enjoyed and most people hated. Appeals. What?
She's saying you're the civil chief, and she said assistant U.S. attorney.
I was civil chief, and I was the civil chief for 6 years.
What did you like about doing eminent domain cases?
I think that's a good question. Lutz told me, he said, man, you're the work you do, most people hate. And I would get along with this guy, or woman, or whomever. You know, I try to, if I'm taking their land, I need to give them more money. Number two, I try to say, now look, this is just the law, you know. If you're going to try to stop a forest fire and you're going to burn it down, you got to explain to the people it's because it's for the more good. If you don't stop this fire, it's going to burn up the North America. So that's the reason. That's the reason for it. And I said, I'm trying to do the right thing.
Well, it sounds like you were respecting the people whose land you were taking and the U.S. was taking and explained the purpose for it.
Yeah, I went to trial and many times on this issue. I tried to settle, but I would go ahead and try. I mean, look here, I'm trying to save the forest, and I'm going to give you $50,000, and because you being an a-hole, you won't take the money, and I kick it up from 50 to 75 to no. Well, at some point in time, I say, okay, end of story. Let's go to trial. Mm-hmm.
And how did that turn out? Usually your offer was pretty reasonable in the eyes of the judge? What the court
Not a
decided?
Yeah, juries sometimes bought it, and sometimes they didn't.
So did you try many cases with the U.S. Attorney's Office?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
jury trials as well?
Sir,
Jury trials as well?
yes, I did.
Were there any of those that stand out in your memory?
Oh, the bridge, the Detroit bridge case.
What was that about?
Oh, basically, it's about a screw up. There was a couple of acres glommed into maybe in 1980. So DOJ didn't go to trial until 16 years later when I went out on detail. So they said, well, you tried this case? I said, well, golly, I wish you had told me 16 years ago. So we tried to reconstruct the case in Detroit, and there's a nice, but by then, this thing was a metroplex of trucks and tolls. It looked like, New York, some port in New York, because it was. I mean, from this room, it was as big as the West Side. So, and you got to pay people at the time. So it's like, okay, we're going to give you $6 million. By the time it might be Peter worth $300 million. And so people couldn't understand it, and I understand why they couldn't understand it. And the worst thing, we're dealing with a jury,
Mm-hmm.
and they sure couldn't understand it. And we tried to get them to understand it. It's hard too. So I think we had $6 million, and I don't know what. But anyway, that's the problems you have with that. You can't wait too long. And I always said, why in the heck y'all wait so long? Boy, it's hard to, compare, Lee County ranch land with the Permian Basin. You understand? There's no oil fields there. Then the next 20 years, got a billion Arrow towers out there, But if I took that land 20 years ago, you have to take it from the date of taking.
Yeah, I experienced that in Indian cases. That Indian claims cases were based on the time of taking, which is
True.
way later.
Right.
Will, can you tell us about your involvement with the Black Lawyers Association?
1982, Tommy Jewell, Hannah Best. He was not judged then. We had a meeting in Tommy's office.
Were you the founders of the Black Lawyers Association?
Mm-hmm. Proudly.
Good. And so, what are some of your memories of seeing it go from its founding back in 1982 to now?
Basically, from being a social society to civil rights and economic development and social interaction and supporting the young lawyers, things like that.
Do you know how many members there are now?
Well, when we started, who's that Hispanic guy?
Bob Hardy.
Huh?
Bob Hardy.
Jaramillo.
Oh,
Art Jaramillo. We're having a meeting, probably this size, and I said,
dropped a bomb.
Uh,
You're saying if you dropped a bomb on the room.
yeah, if you dropped a bomb on the room, we'll all be wiped out. But now you can't do that. You have to bomb them all across the state.
Progress.
Yeah. But that's true.
So can you tell us a little bit about your family?
Which family? Now?
Yeah, your spouse, children, grandchildren.
My great wife is Cecilia Webb Hamilton. And my great wife is my family.
Okay. How long have you been married?
4 days.
Yeah, you're supposed to know that now.
All right.
1 month
Less than a week.
and a week.
Okay.
1 month, 7 days.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Time passes fast when we're having fun. Yeah.
True enough. Can you share any thoughts about the impact that race may have had, during your education or legal career?
Racism, I guess, was a motivator. I didn't want to be kept down, and I wanted to support my friends and combat racism. And I try to help my friends combat racism. Yes.
And what's your sense of the progress in that effort that you've seen over your life?
Progress. Yeah, people like to discount progress, but there is progress.
I'm a big believer in steps in the right direction.
Yeah, me too. It's the arc,
Yeah.
the moral arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bending towards justice, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because people help push it that way.
Oh
Right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
What would you say is your most significant contribution to law?
Helping these young people and the young black people, and I'm talking about Vince and Shamara and Asia. Yeah, like those. Yeah, if I can boost them, I feel so much better.
It does feel good to help the younger generation, doesn't it? How would you say the practice or the legal community has changed over the arc of your legal career?
Oh, I don't know, just a few fighters to more fighters and getting things more done and, people moving things forward without me or Tommy, like Shamara and Vince. I mean, when they took over the black lawyers, I said, boy, these guys are going to do it all right. They don't need me or Tommy.
How about words of wisdom to younger lawyers? Are there any you'd like to share?
I had something compiled, I just can't think of it. But if you work hard and you don't have to suffer and, just, you can lead by, achieve your goals. And if that means making money, fine. If that means a great wife, fine. If that means, contribute to the profession, fine. That's all I want you to do is do something and make it happen. Accomplish this, profound or not. I mean, you could be, well, I don't want to be profound. I just want to be rich. I don't have a problem with that. Or if you wanted to, just, accomplish your goals. Yeah.
What are some of the goals of yours that you feel you've accomplished?
Oh, helping the black lawyers, helping my friends, learn how to accept help from my friends.
It's not easy, is it? But it feels good when you do.
Hmm? It's hard to learn how to accept that.
I
Mm-hmm.
think as time goes by, we come to realize that accepting is as important as giving. Do you have a thought? What can you say about your legacy to the legal profession here in New Mexico?
We've talked about this. Come on, my wife is going to help me.
Legacy, you plant a seed, you never know what's gonna grow. You help a black lawyer or two, and all of a sudden you got a black lawyers organization, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
your legacy is the
a whole lot of cuckleburs.
Well, it's a huge contribution.
Thanks.
bench and bar. You now have a chief judge of the 2nd District that you mentored, bunch of retired judges, partners in main firms. I think you were the first black attorney to work for a large firm too, weren't you?
Yeah,
When you went to Hinkle Cox.
yeah.
Were you with them over in Hobbs? Or where did you work for Hinkle, the Hinkle firm?
Roswell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to the oral history here?
No, I think we've covered it, and I'm
What about
sure.
the part where you owe it all to Tommy Jewell?
Where's that part?
Wait a minute, let's look at the script here.
I had to always kind of rein him in, you know.
It keeps it lively though, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. You know, you might, people say you did this and you're, accomplishments, but it was never me. It was always other people.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make that point. It was my wife, my friends, Skip Wardlow, even the good and bad, the good and ugly. My family, Cecilia's family. Just trying to talk about the people who are, who should be included in this list of Charles, Richard, the people I should, not me, never me, never me. It was never I.
Mm-hmm.
It was all other people. And I want people don't think that it was any big thing. Because you have help from my friends. That's my motto, help from my friends. Mm-hmm.
It's a good motto.
Hit a verse of that. They know I love that.
What would I do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. With a little help from my friends.
That song, we need you around.
Got a good
We're not
voice too.
struggling with that for some amount of time.
Well, thanks so much, Ray, for taking the time to do this interview.
Love you.